Punch the Timeline.
You're listening to Punch the Timeline with Jared and Devin.
What if I told you that every conspiracy theory you've ever heard is actually real if you believe hard enough? That is the subject of our latest episode as we cover the first 5 issues of Image Comics, the Department of Truth. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Punch the Timeline. My name is Jared.
And my name is Dr. Devin.
Dr. Devin, the Digital Robin. This was your call.
This was my call. I've been actually pushing for this since the first issue.
And then this seemed like a logical time to do it because the first arc is sort of concluded. I wouldn't say the story's going on, but
it is amazing. It is super, super good. Too many good things to say.
All right, when we're coming back from the break, we're digging into the Department of Truth.
Punch the Timeline will be right back after this.
Welcome back. First of all, good day for the podcast. A lot of plays on our I dropped 2 episodes, kind of dropped them Netflix style. I also, Devin, I'm going to have to go back and count, but I think you set like a record for the most F-bombs dropped in the history of the world on that Hitman.
Ooh.
It's so funny we did the little mini one with the inside jokes, and I was like, hey, let's try and do just one that's clean. You cussed about 19 times. I didn't count, but it was like every time I was like, damn it, Devin. And then like to make up for that, and maybe just because you were so hyped about Hitman, every other word you were just like, fucking Hitman, it's a fucking bullets. And it was really funny. And I told Julie, I was like, man, when I notice that somebody's dropping too many F-bombs, it's got to be a lot.
I'm working on it. Okay, I'm working on it. I'm active. It's an active thought to not swear. You have to remember, I am a mechanic. Every swear word that has ever existed has flown from my mouth during work.
I just wanted to see if we could do it, just in case down the road we actually get sponsors besides Anchor. Sign up for the Anchor app today. Anchor. You just heard that commercial.
I think we're good so far. I don't think I've dropped it in the first 2 minutes.
Well, I did. How can you explain this book? Good God, is this a great book? James Tynion, writer, he wrote Batman. He might still be writing Batman. I can't remember. Art by Martin Simmons. Reading this the first time, the first issue, the ending blows your mind. And then
the ending hooked me like instantly.
And then going back and reading the first 5 issues as a whole, like I know in the past I was like, yeah, that second issue or the third issue was kind of meh. But now as I read it as one big piece. Mwah.
Yeah, see, that's the thing is I actually read 2. I didn't read all 5 of them together, but I read 2 through 5 together. And I felt because of that, the second one flowed in really well.
Yes. But
I see, like, if you had just read 2 and then had that gap, I could understand why that wouldn't be as interesting, or not necessarily as interesting, but as like gripping.
Yes.
As the first one. Like the first one literally sunk in every tooth and claw that it had, and was just like, I have you now because I just gripped you with one of the most crazy twists you'll ever have in a comic.
Yeah, I guess we're gonna throw out the spoiler alert.
Spoilers!
We're going deep.
Oh yeah. If you do not want spoilers for this, just know that we recommend it highly and leave the podcast right now. That's not me being an asshole. Genuinely, I'm saying if you do not want spoilers, we will be spoiling some major important crazy twists.
So get the book. I'm sure you can get the collection on Comixology already. I think the collection of the first 5 drops in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think it does too. I think I saw that pop up.
The art on this book is very gritty.
Oh, it is. It's very gritty, very stylized. It's perfect for this comic. Like, if this was another... Like, this wouldn't work for a lot of DC stuff, I feel like. But this is great for this type of comic.
At times, it's, like, blurry, and the color palette is very muted.
Yeah, muted is the best word I can think of.
It's like when you see a solid color, it is used for a reason. There's a lot of red in this book.
Oh, yeah. Literally every like just the regular covers. I don't think I got any of the special ones, but every single cover is just coated in red in some form or fashion.
I got a couple of cover Bs, actually.
I really like the cover art. I like the art in general.
All right,
across all the books.
Let's rip the Band-Aid off. This book opens with Lee Harvey Oswald being interrogated about the Kennedy assassination. And he is saying he can't remember what happened. They're just telling him, look, this mysterious men are like, there's no one in the room. Just say the truth. Say it so you know the truth. And he says, up is down and down is up. And then that takes us to present day. Our main character, his name is Cole. What is
Cole Turner.
Cole Turner, yes. He is being brought in for questioning, and he's being asked by this man to tell him about the events of what happened to him over the course of a few days. He attended a flat earth convention, and he was pulled aside by a very rich man who asked him if he wanted to see the truth. Where are they going with this? This goes into the conspiracy theory that the earth is flat. You've got many, many rich people on a flight to Antarctica. They're going to the edge of the world.
Because they're going to prove the theory that the earth is flat and that at the edge of the world, there's an ice wall.
Oh, and in the meantime, they watched the moon landing, which was filmed by Stanley Kubrick.
Yes. And you see somebody standing in the background. Clearly not on space. On space, really? God. My brain.
So, man, reading this book, that'll do it. So seeing the end of the world on this private plane, Cole is very overwhelmed, and he runs into this woman all dressed in all red wearing sunglasses. And when she takes off her glasses, she doesn't have eyes, she just has X's. And so
in case you missed it, there was in fact an ice wall.
Yeah.
At the edge of Antarctica. It wasn't just the rumor or the conspiracy. It was there.
Yes. So at this point, I was like, what the fuck is this? The earth really flat in this book? And as they land, everyone gets murdered that departs the plane. And then Cole is taken in for questioning, and it comes back to the present day. And he gets to learn the secret.
Yeah, it's essentially, which this is what hooked me almost as much as the ending, was the fact that they basically were like, it's the power of tulpas, which for those of you who don't know what a tulpa is, it's the belief that if enough people believe in something, it will become true. So if 500,000 people were to think that penguins fly using farts, they could suddenly start flying using farts.
I'm going to tell you the secret, the biggest secret that you've known your entire life. The more people believe in something, the more true that thing becomes. The more reality tips in the favor of that belief. What happened in Antarctica was that a group of men managed to make enough people believe in the truth of flat Earth for it to manifest in reality. And that's not even the ending that blows your mind.
No, that's the page right before the ending.
He's being told that there's an organization called the Department of Truth that tries to prevent these things from happening, trying to make sure that conspiracy theories stay conspiracy theories. And he's just been told that he's been recruited, and that's what's going down. And here
he is recruited by none other
the director of the Department of Truth.
Spoilers!
Lee Harvey Oswald.
My name is Lee Harvey Oswald. Welcome to the Department of Truth. How could you not want to read the next issue after that?
Literally, the second I read that, I think I almost threw the book. Not because I was angry, because my mind exploded. I literally was like, I had to reread that page again just to make sure that I read what I thought I read.
I remember telling you, like, you're not going to believe, like, this last page is going to get you.
Yeah, like, you literally said, like, Devin, you need to pick up this book.
Like, trust me, dude.
And you had never sounded more like determined to get me to read a book than you did in that one moment. I think I texted you the second I finished it. I was like, holy shit.
Issue 2.
Issue 2.
Satanic Panic. We get a little more insight into the Department of Truth, and we get a little more backstory on Cole.
And also a really, really messed up character, which I deeply hate. The Star-Faced Man.
Star-Faced Man. I love that. It's interesting to me that Cole is trying to tell his husband some of the story, but not all of it, because he knows that he can't. But he's just like, hey, what would you do if you could find out that one big conspiracy theory was true? Like, pick it and make it real. Like, which would you want the answers to? his husband goes with reptilians.
I mean,
speaking of, like, what would you pick?
Oh, in terms of conspiracy theories, Jesus.
I would go Illuminati. Like the
Yeah.
Rothschild. Does the Rothschild family just play with us like little puppets?
Yeah, that or I guess it's not quite as big of one, but it's one that I discovered early on in my life and I want to know about it, and that's the Denver airport conspiracy theory,
which is covered in this book.
Is that one covered in this? Did I forget that?
Devin, go to issue 5 and open the book.
Oh shit, you're right. Oh shit. Yeah, why I missed that text panel.
I hate Denver Airport, and when I saw that, I was like, "Yep," because I know about those conspiracy theories too.
Yeah, the one for any of you who don't know, there's 2 Denver airports, but one of them is fucked.
Denver
yes,
International.
there's one F-bomb, and from the sky it looks like it's swastika. There's murals on the inside that depict genocide, and there's random tunnels underneath it
that aren't in use.
And there's random pipes leading into random empty chambers. I want to know why.
I hate that airport just because it fucking sucks. For the record.
I think I've managed to never go through that airport, and I don't ever want to.
How did you manage that living in Oklahoma? Like,
because
you don't go west?
I don't fly west.
You're either going to Salt Lake, or you're going to Vegas, or you're going to Denver.
Vegas is the only place I've ever flown. And it's usually a straight shot from Oklahoma to Vegas.
Yeah, same. But
or I drove. I only ever fly east.
I try to avoid Denver Airport as much as possible. I haven't been there in a couple of years. Actually, last time I flew, I went to Phoenix. Just straight up fuck Denver Airport. And yes, there is a conspiracy theory about it.
It's icky. I don't like it.
It's icky poo.
It's really small scale in comparison to like reptilians and the Illuminati, but it's the one that I've known about for so long that I just want the answers.
So back to the book. Do you find it weird? Do you find it weird that they're eating pancakes? Ruby and Cole are eating pancakes, and he's just casually like blabbing about the Department of Truth.
Yeah, I thought that was weird. I was like, it's not like the FBI. Like even then, you're not really supposed to talk about stuff like that.
And he's like, there's a star-faced man that ate a baby in front of me. Shut up.
I mean, in his defense, that just sounds like the weird stuff that happens out in the world on a day-to-day basis, is people just spouting off random crap. So
that's true.
Like, he just read a random story on the internet.
Yeah. So we get to talk to some interesting Department of Truth characters. Is this guy's name actually Hunky? There's a fat guy. You're gonna talk about the shirt, aren't you?
No, this is just I'm looking at the pancakes again, and now all I can think about is when you were talking about in Hitman, where those burgers made me want a burger. The pancakes do not make me want pancakes.
No, they don't. I could draw a better pancake than that.
It's well, I mean, it fits the art style, but they just look really, really flat.
Well, this
they don't
guy
look like the fluffy pancakes I want.
This guy looks like the comic book guy from Simpsons, and
he really does.
He's wearing a shirt that says "Fart Goblin," and he is watching all the like Rush Limbaugh type people, and he has nicknames for all of them. And then you have Dr. Tinfoil, which is an old man who literally has a tinfoil hat on, and tracks all of his theories by hard copy with string.
And it's literally just this huge long hallway, and he talks about knocking down another wall to make more space.
And then you've got Frank, who's a chick, and she's just flips him off and they move on. But this book is really about satanic panic and Cole realizing that maybe those nightmares he had as a kid were not in fact nightmares. And we move on to issue 3. This one was like, I wouldn't call it controversial, but it's like, ooh, they're going there.
Yeah.
Like anything to do with school shootings.
Yeah. It's like, that's a real, especially right now, like mass shootings, especially school shootings, are a big deal. And they just jumped right the hell in.
This one covers false flags.
False flags and crisis actors, yeah.
So it's a woman who believes that her son who was killed isn't actually dead. And that's the thing is like she gets some sort of proof that her son was indeed a crisis actor and she was there. And we see the black hat. Where the black hat turns out to be the enemy of the Department of Truth. So this one was just like I had to read it a couple of times for it to really make sense. The fact that this woman has talked herself into the fact that her child is not dead. And then she's mad at Cole and Ruby because she thinks that they have her son somewhere.
It's really like this one's really heart-wrenching too.
Yes.
Just because like this woman had some sort of hope, and also she believes some sort of proof that like her child, along with probably a lot of others, were alive.
And they just swoop in and dump the evidence.
They literally knock her out, take the evidence, and leave. And then it's like this woman now thinks that she was actually onto something, and now it's gone forever, and she'll never see her son again.
And we go from one fucked up issue to the next.
Yeah, we do.
Oh my God.
This is such a roller coaster of a freaking comic.
Imagine
because
being
like
in a room having a discussion about how things don't seem right and that you're probably being watched while you're being watched. Multiple angles. Because that's how we open issue number 4. This one discusses the conspiracy theory that all the presidents have been predetermined and that Barack Obama is indeed a Kenyan and that Kennedy was assassinated because he wasn't complying and that Bush was put in
so he could perform 9/11.
Yeah.
And start the war on terror.
And there's the Clinton stuff. Like all the stuff you hear about the presidential conspiracy theories, they address in this book.
Yeah, literally it says that like they were delivered 12 files. It was one about Obama's birth location, then Dulles and Bush meeting in Houston in 1962.
Clinton being groomed as president. These children are being picked from a young age to be the faces of the presidency.
5th is the communications between Dulles and the leader of an Islamist madrasa in Indonesia regarding the education of the young Barack Obama in 1967.
This is Lee Harvey Oswald talking to Cole, telling him, hey, this is what you see on the screen. Tell me what the conspiracy theory is. Connect the dots. Walk me through it. So this book is just them watching these two employees talking about the situation and then acknowledging the conspiracy theory. And then Lee is like, all right, you're going to take care of this.
Yeah, because they literally go, whoever's watching us right now, they're in the room next door.
And Lee tells him, you're going to shoot these guys in the head.
You're going to let them walk in. You're going to shoot them in the head.
And Cole is reluctant to do it until Lee offers him the ability to chase after the star-faced monster. And what does Cole do? He lets him in.
He fucking domes them.
They're like, that's what was so, I was reading it and I forgot about that. And just that page turn. Because the reporter's like, you're the good guys, right? And you turn the page and Cole's like, I think so. And the guy just, it's funny, he's taking his glasses off and he's like, oh. Bang. Bang. End of issue 4. These covers really are just beautiful.
I love them. It fits the tone perfectly.
As we discussed, issue 5 starts at Denver International Airport. This is
the other main character, Ruby, breaking in a freaking tactile neck like Archer.
I guess what's the overall theme? The theme of this one is maybe the Black Hat isn't the bad guys,
and that Cole has been targeted by them. Also, it's freaking awesome because Ruby comes across a reptilian in the Denver International Airport.
Well, in the pancake scene, she says that reptilians are notoriously hard to kill.
She did, but now we actually get to see the monstrosities that they actually look like. And I want to make it a phone background. Because it's metal. It is so cool.
Ruby is in search of the Black Hat. And what she sees is that they are indeed onto her and that they killed all their old people at this facility and recorded it so she could watch it. And then she finds the file on Cole Turner. And Cole is just recovering from shooting 2 people in the head.
Not even recovering. It's literally, he's like...
Yeah. Go home.
Yeah, he has the typical, what you always hear from somebody who kills the first time, like in the military or anything like that. And that's just sick to their stomach. Like, what the hell have I done? Throwing up everywhere.
So all you want to do in that situation is probably be alone. Or try to sleep or just the last thing you want is for the head of the enemy organization showing up in your apartment and telling you up is down, down is up. And that this whole time, the Department of Truth is the one that is using their platform to keep America controlled.
As it was said, the Department of Truth was not formed to uphold our better fucking angels or any stupid goddamn thing like that. It was formed to reshape the post-war world with America at its center, rather than all imperial powers of the previous 200 years. No, I did not add curse words in there. It was in there. So you cannot blame me for direct quoting.
You can cuss all you want. I was just making fun of you for
No, I'm it is my goal.
It's a thing
to
now.
Not, yeah, now it's a running thing. I have to not. I know I've done it a couple times, but that was my first F-bomb.
This is a mature reader's book. There's no way about getting around it.
Yeah, no. If you are under like 16, you probably shouldn't read this.
Yeah. If you're under 16, don't fucking listen to this.
If you're under 16, go do something with your life. Go educate yourself.
Yeah. Don't listen to our asses. So
yeah, wait until you've failed all other things and then come to this.
So to make things worse, so you've just shot 2 people in the head. You go home and the head of the enemy organization is trying to convince you that he's the good guy. What's the one thing that could make this even worse?
I don't know. Maybe your own personal fucking demon?
That's right.
Literally.
Starface Man shows up to say hi to Cole. He's like, hey.
He works with Black Hat, apparently.
What does he say? He's like,
hi, Cole. I'm so hungry. I just came from a pizza party, but I'm still hungry.
I'm trying to remember what Martin Baker says to him.
I haven't said one lie to you yet, and you know it. The Satanic Panic was just the newer, weirder take on the old Red Scare, but this time the Red came with pointy horns and a pitchfork. I'm not saying they cooked it up, but they helped it spread, from a couple of paperback books to some preschools, all the way to little Cole Turner in Wisconsin and his wonderful imagination and what came out of it.
So Martin Baker wants Cole to join Black Hat, and he's already fucked in the head. And then Martin Baker's like, I'm not going to convince you in one night. Go figure it out. She's got her eyes on you. She's been watching for a long, long time. Who is she?
The red-dressed woman.
The red-dressed woman. Black Hat has been watching him his entire life. And Ruby busts in as they're leaving, and she said, Black Hat's been watching you your entire life. I think Lee knew that. I think he wanted to beat them to it. Good God, man. Where do you go from here?
I don't know, but it's going to be one hell of a ride, and I'm definitely happy that I'm on for it because they've got me, and they got me good.
I don't feel like we're doing it justice because we're just cussing a lot and saying, "Whoa, what would you do? Look at that! Whoa!" Please pick this book up.
Yeah, there's a lot of books that we've said you need to pick this up. This is you genuinely will not fully appreciate it if you do not pick it up.
This is a must-have. Image Comics, The Department of Truth, James Tynion.
Issues 1 through 5 are out. The next 2 issues are supposed to be filler, and then they're going to go back to another arc.
I wouldn't call it filler. I would call it a break for Martin Simmons.
Exposition, then.
I can't say anything bad about this book. This book will make you feel uncomfortable. This book will make you think. This book will stick in your head.
And you will have to reread it.
You will be at work thinking about him pointing the gun at those newspaper employees. Shit.
It's heavy. It's dark. None of it is lighthearted.
You need it.
If you want that, you need it.
If you like some dark stuff, then definitely grab this book. Okay.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, if you love conspiracy theories, this is right up your alley.
Right up your alley.
It's literally all about conspiracy theories.
We're just talking about it, and we're just like,
I know. It's every time, I'm trying to think of another thing to say, but every time I'm just like, it's so good. I want more. I'm excited for more. I want to see where this crazy rabbit hole goes.
So I'm going to change the subject here. How was streaming for the first time in many moons.
It was really good. I'm glad I did it. I had a real spur of the moment. And I was just like, there's a game that I haven't played that's been out for a very, very, very long time, and I want to play it. I may as well stream it. So I was like, I texted my wife. I was like, I hope it's okay. I'm streaming tonight. Tonight was definitely not one of my normal streaming days, but I was like, if I've got the urge, I've got the urge. I'm going to do it. So I streamed for like 3 hours. It felt really good.
And I subscribed again for the 3rd month in a row.
I had a lot of resubs. It was really nice.
Nice.
Not going to lie. I had like 6 resubs.
Nice.
Yeah, man. Making that money.
Yeah.
I don't think I've made enough to put it on my taxes yet.
Real quick, wanted to put some shout outs out there in the world. My first shout out is to my friend James, who added me on LinkedIn without even knowing the inside joke. I asked him if he got recruited by this job that hit me up, and he's like, I don't think so. Let me check. And then he came back and said, well, it's not on LinkedIn. And then I got an email that said he wanted to add me on LinkedIn. So he just added me like a bro. He's just like, hey, I see you're on LinkedIn. So definitely a shout out to James for that. Another shout out for signal boosting us more than anybody else. And we really appreciate it, the Rambling Geek. I feel like every time they do a list of their favorite podcasts, we're on there. We're definitely benefiting from those followers that come along from their recommendations. And we do appreciate that. And please listen to the Rambling Geek. They're a great podcast. They are, like I said, the complete opposite of us.
They're very PG and we're very not.
They're very just chill. And I like it. And we're just we're very loud and American.
Yeah, I mean, you could listen to them and just feel like, oh yeah, that's nice. And then you listen to us and you're like, my ears are bleeding.
They make so many good points, and they have their format is great because they're just rambling. And I love it. And I just throw it on at work, and I find myself nodding my head a lot. It's the Rambling Geek. Another shout out, because we got some followers from them mentioning us, the Twisted Cape. They have a podcast called The Twistcast, everywhere you can get your podcasts. So, thank you to everyone that we just mentioned. You got any shout outs, Devin?
I actually do have a shout out because it's something that I meant to do and didn't. Big shout out to my friend Mason, who is the one who gifted me my copy of Superman Red Sun. And I promised him that I would get it. I promised him that I'd read it. We did, made a podcast out of it, and it wouldn't have happened without him. So thanks, bud.
Thank you, sir. It's a rather popular episode of ours, actually.
I liked that episode because that was a great book.
I think we've come to the end of a podcast.
I think we have. I've never really know a good way to end the podcast because I'm always like, do I say something funny? Do I say something cool? Do I just scream a curse word again? That one's getting old.
We just want to say thanks for listening. If you do like what you've heard here, give us a review on Apple Podcasts, subscribe, follow us on all our social media accounts, follow him on Twitch. Just, if you like it, come get more. We're everywhere.
Yeah, we're all over the place. I'm trying to be more active on social media too because I'm bad about that. I'm trying to get up to at least doing like one random post a day. So, got to do something.
We'll be back. I don't know what the hell we're going to talk about, but
I don't know yet. I mean, I could talk Hitman all day. I've got like 3 whole sevens of book left. Or none of that made sense. I have the capability of speaking about
this man has a master's.
This
man has a master's degree and just said I have a whole 3 sevens worth of book out.
Look, man, it was psychology. It wasn't math.
And I barely graduated high school, and I'm like, uh-huh.
Oh, this is the part of the podcast where we lose brain cells.
This is the part of the podcast where we lose listeners. Because I can check that stuff out. I know when people drop off. And probably about the time that they hear me go, social media, they just exit out.
Probably.
So that's why I throw some postscripts in there. Because I'll probably drop you cussing about Titans into this episode.
Oh, perfect. Because who knows when we're actually going to do another Future State. Because...
Yo, crossover. How many episodes or issues of crossover have you read?
I started reading the first one, and then my dog ate a sponge, so I had to stop reading. Because my dog ate a damn sponge. I was like, is she going to throw up? Is she going to shit everywhere? I don't know what's going to happen now.
Oh shit, we're getting featured on Podcastagram.
Yes.
On February 21st. You've been listening to Punch the Timeline. Go get Department of Truth.
Please do.
Damn it, just go. Now.
Right now.
We're out.
Godspeed, sir.
Social media. You can follow me on Twitter at GrumpyOldJared. You can find the podcast on Twitter at Timeline Punch. And you can follow the podcast on Instagram at Punch the Timeline.
You can find my social media on Twitter and Instagram at Good Guesswork. And you can follow me over on twitch.tv as Good Guesswork. I stream over there every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Feel free to drop by and say hi.
Social media!
Thanks for listening to Punch the Timeline.
You're listening to Jared and Devin silently read Teen Titans.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Oh, you must have made it to the last page.
I'm on the last page.
No matter what it takes.
When we got Nightwing with the Slade colors and
the
Red X.
And the Deathstroke mask. I was like, yeah! I'm in! I am in!
Yeah, this is fucking dope. Literally, the Titans are dead and I'm tired and ready to win one, no matter what it takes. Yeah, Titans is easily the best one of Future State. Easy. Recommend.
This is totally on and gonna get on the post credit.
Oh yeah, that's top number one right there. I could literally give two shits less. Now that I've read that, I don't care.
That's not how we do it in Texas. A Not in Texas production.